Hi guys, today I'm going to do a reading for you for the week of October 25th. So this week we will be still in a Mercury retrograde, still in a Mars retrograde. Mercury actually comes out of Scorpio and into Libra, retrograding back into Libra. And Venus on the same day of this week, October 27th, will also enter Libra. So Venus rules Libra. So this I feel is a really positive thing for relationships. Um, Mercury entering Libra will make you think about the balance or lack thereof in all of your relationships, in the way that you conduct yourself in a relationship. It will also make you think about the lack of harmony in relationships that you have, or how you can bring more harmony and balance to your relationships. We talked a lot about Libra last week, so if you want to have more information about that, please visit that video from last week. And then I talked about Mercury retrograde in the week previous to that. So just check back those videos and see if those can help you along the way. We're going to get started for this week, the week of October 25th, and see what's in store for all of us that are watching. And if you're at home, you can just close your eyes and take some nice deep breaths. I'm going to bring in the guides in all directions of time and space. The archangels, the ascended masters. We'll just ask that they surround us in this reading today. We'll ask that the messages that come through are directly from the divine, that will help us during these difficult times, the year 2020, the week of October 25th. Beginning of the week, middle of the week, end of the week. Okay guys, so starting off the beginning of this week, I see that many of you are thinking about doing things. Previous to this video, I did pull some cards. The video didn't work out, primarily because we're in a Mercury retrograde, so that happens a lot. Sometimes I have to do this 2 or 3 times before I get it right. But the card that I picked then was the Knight of Wands, which is, this passion and this desire to do something. And here we have, at the beginning of the week, the Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups shows this, in this card deck, the Naked Heart Tarot, the giraffe, you notice that his face is covered with kind of like a haze or a fog, and you see all these full cups behind him. In a lot of other tarot decks, they show like a woman, she's looking up and she's daydreaming. And there's all these cups filled with jewels and riches and things like that. And this is an indication, this card tells you, like, you're procrastinating a little bit. You have all these ideas, you have all of these great ideas, and these gems, these downloads, they're there for you to grab hold of. And going back to the other cards I pulled, the Knight of Wands is asking you to make a choice, move forward with some kind of idea to get kind of out of this inactive state that you're in. I do feel like not making a choice on what you want to do in terms of a project, in terms of an idea or something that might fulfill you and make you feel better. I feel like if you were to just make any choice, it will start the ball rolling and it will move that fog out of the way. And that's what the guides are asking you to do right now, because again, it's driving a lot of almost I'm feeling almost like anxiety in my chest. And so when you don't take actions, it does build up the energy. And so this week, at the beginning of the week, you might feel that way. Like you might be flooded with a lot of ideas over the weekend, moving into this week on October 25th, and then just feel like you don't know what to do. There's just too many options. You're not really making a choice. It's keeping you in this kind of haze. I do see that moving into the middle of the week, the Ace of Wands in reverse. Again, like this lack of clarity. There's a lack of clarity happening. Both cards indicate that. The end of the week shows the Two of Pentacles, like needing to make a choice. Again, that feeling of needing to make a choice. The guides are talking about diet a lot. So consuming large amounts of caffeine. They're particularly showing me coffee. So I don't know if you're consuming too much caffeine or some kind of brown chocolatey drink, something like hot chocolate or French vanilla or ice caps or any of these kinds of things. They're just really clouding your mind right now. Like they're creating, like that. Yes, you're taking the coffee to give you energy, and it works for like an hour, and then there's this crash feeling. So the other thing they are showing me, the ice caps especially, or the icy drinks, the cold drinks, even this cold smoothies, things that are technically supposed to be healthier for you. Right now, where we have this change of season, it's very, very important to listen to your body, because it's acclimating for the temperature change. Depending on where you are in the world, I'm in Nova Scotia, and it's always up and down, up and down. So it's really hard on the body to acclimate to those changes, constant changes. And then when you add in things like ice caps or smoothies first thing in the morning, you're really not giving your body any nutrients, in the sense of, well, it's mostly a sugary drink or whatever. But not only that, it's just the temperature of that really has a negative effect on the body. So that creates this cloudiness that they're talking about, this lack of clarity. The other thing that the guides are talking about is that you do need to get more sleep, going to bed even just a half hour earlier to begin with, but they are recommending like an hour earlier than you normally go to sleep, to help with this fog. So this is particularly related to those of you that are finding it hard to concentrate, hard to focus, hard to stick with one thing. You're kind of all over the place. You're not really committing to anything. You're just sort of like not able to focus. That's what they keep saying, just not able to focus. There's no clarity. Meditation is a really good way to bring clarity. It's almost like giving your spirit a shower. It really clears out the gunk. And a lot of you, what they're telling me, there's like just a lot of sluggish gunk up here. Acupuncture, get some acupuncture, can really help with that. Exercise, they're also talking about exercise. Now, obviously a regular routine of exercise has been proven scientifically to make you feel better and prevent you from getting sick. But for this particular reading, what they're talking about is the exercise is actually going to help clear out this mental fog. Now, a lot of us are more in our heads right now just because it is Mercury retrograde. That is what it's naturally going to do. Like, even personally myself, I've noticed this week, I've just been thinking of all of these things that are just coming up from the past, and things I haven't thought about in years and years and years. And it's just like, why am I thinking about this? It's really odd. But I think we're in like this sort of collective state of purging emotions, purging old patterns that aren't working. And that you can get lost in all of that. You can get kind of, like lost in it, because, you can get stuck in your head. So this is why, especially where Mars is retrograding, it it gunks up the energy because Mars wants to move forward and go, right? It's an action planet. And so when you're holding it back, things sort of kind of gum up. Like if you think about the tires spinning, like all the mud that kind of accumulates in that one place from spinning the tires, it's kind of similar to that. I don't know if that's a really good analogy or not, but really, really beneficial is exercise because Mars is a physical planet. And so you're going to get out all of these pent up old feelings, pent up emotions. You're going to help to move the energy out, move the chi, move the blood. Everything's going to start moving and flowing rather than being kind of stuck and sitting and not moving and then getting kind of fuzzy and gunky. The weather change really does affect us. So I would highly recommend looking into some herbs that can help with transitional times of the year. So things like ashwagandha. I think Cyantra is also, I'm not sure 100%. I am not an herbalist, but you can look into this. You can do some research. But I think that is also an adaptogen herb. I will do my own research actually while I'm online because I don't want to have anybody yelling at me about giving them misinformation. Cyantra herb. I think it's called Cyantra. Shazandra herb. It helps with depression. It is an adaptogen. Okay. It helps with depression and other health conditions. Long history in Chinese medicine to treat coughs, liver conditions, stomach disorders, sweating. It's an adaptogen and as a tonic to improve vitality. It is also used in various formulas for fatigue and sleep. And that's why I felt like it was coming through in this reading, is because like there's this just sleepy feeling, like and I've been fighting it too. We've had a lot of fog and rain this week. And so it's kind of like you just want to just grab a blanket, roll up, and go to sleep. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing that, but if obviously you have to go to work and do things that you need energy. So, look into some herbal allies. Definitely do a little bit of exercise and don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just go for a walk early in the morning, when it's a little bit brisk and it's a little bit cold. It gets everything moving in the body first thing. They're also showing me some lemon tea. If you want to just start your day with that before you eat breakfast, it just kind of flushes out the liver, gets everything kind of moving again, gets your digestion going, especially if you add some ginger. Ginger is a relatively safe herb, but I do know some people that are allergic to it. So, check with your doctor, check with a professional herbalist. But again, at the end of the week, we have this choice here, this choice to make. And I'm just going to tune in and see like if there's any other messages that can help us get through this week besides what I've already given you. So let's just see if there's anything else. So here's the death card. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. So the death card's inviting you to let some things go. It's time to let things go. It's time for rebirth. It's time to just end old patterns of behavior that are really bringing you down. If you've gotten into the habit since COVID of, sitting on the couch and eating potato chips all night long and then feeling guilty about it all day long the next day and then doing it again in the evening. Like, you gotta recognize that you're making a choice and you can just make small goals, achievable goals. For example, if you did want to include more exercise into your routine, but the thought of joining a gym is just like way out of your comfort zone, then just go on YouTube and find a video or find somebody that exercises for like 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes, guys. If you can't exercise for 5 minutes, there's an issue. And I promise you, just that 5 minutes of exercise will make you feel like you have done something different that day, and that will change everything else. Um, ask yourself questions like, what am I craving? Am I craving sweet or salty foods? Because that can indicate where you're out of balance and how to bring balance. If those questions are daunting to you and it's just too much research and you have no motivation, because I am feeling like just this lag in the energy coming up this week where people will feel a little bit just tired, fatigued, exhausted. Definitely make an appointment. Like this week, I made it a priority. I always make it a priority for self-care, but I ramped it up a bit because I started feeling, okay, you know what? I've been working really, really hard. I should probably add in a couple extra self-care things this week. And I'm telling you, like, what a good choice that I did make. I went and had a massage yesterday. I feel amazing when I woke up today. Um, so these are the choices you have to make. Do something, anything that'll just make you feel a little bit better. And that will start moving you towards feeling even better and better and better. And it's just small steps. And the other thing, and the last message that's coming through, is the biggest thing that a lot of you have to stop doing is the self-criticism. Comparing and contrasting yourself to other people. Comparing yourself and, worrying about, well, that person's doing this and I'm not where I want to be and this and this and that. None of these thoughts actually help you in any way, shape, or form. Point blank. They don't. In fact, what they do is they keep you from moving forward because you're sitting there criticizing your every move, everything you do or don't do, rather than celebrating any movement you make towards your goals. So if your goals are to feel better, you went for a walk today, celebrate that. It seems like a small thing, but by doing that, you're out of the critical mind and you're starting to move towards more and more things that make you feel good. So that's really, really important. And they are saying the ideas that you're getting right now, all of these ideas, like at the beginning of the week, are really good ideas. And it is overwhelming when you get flooded with ideas and you have all of these things you want to do and you just don't know where to start. And so what they're encouraging you to do is just take small steps towards an idea. Write down all of them and know that as soon as you write it down, you will move towards it eventually, and just pick whatever you feel like doing first. Maybe the easiest thing first, because if you don't have a lot of energy, that's the best place to start. Just start at the easiest thing. What's the least amount of energy? And then as soon as you achieve that, celebrate it and be grateful that you even did it. Don't criticize yourself. I see a lot of people do this where they are like, well, I did that, but it's not exactly what I wanted, all the things I wanted to do today. And, it takes away from that momentum, right? You're just like cutting your legs off. You're not allowing yourself to continue to grow when you criticize yourself like that. So kill the self-critic. Definitely leave other people alone because they have their own shit going on. They don't need you criticizing them. And yeah, it's so much easier to do that than to look at yourself. But this is really the time, guys, to look inward, look at yourself, listen to what's coming up. Do it from a place of non-judgment, okay? From a place like the observer. Be the observer of what you're experiencing within. And, set some goals, small goals, achievable goals. Today I'm going to do 5 minutes of a workout. This week I'm going to do 3 5-minute workouts so that I just start to move the chi and move the energy. I'm going to look into some herbs. I'm going to go see an herbalist. I'm going to book an appointment with an herbalist to see if I can get some herbs to help me sleep better or whatever. Have more energy, whatever. I'm going to cut out 3 of the 5 coffees I drink, or even just 1. Celebrate it. Every time you make a movement towards your goal, okay? You don't have to cut out all 5 coffees, but maybe cut out 2. Maybe drink half a cup instead of a full cup. Maybe change to decaf for one of the 5 cups. Whatever it is, celebrate it, because you are making steps. As small as they may be, you are making steps, and that's very important for you to acknowledge that, because that builds you up and that actually strengthens your resolve and helps you to move forward even more powerfully. I hope that this helps you this week. Remember, be kind to others, be kind to yourself, and I will see you again next week. Take care.